welcome to another Children's Church Online. It's fantastic to be here again. Thank you for joining us. If it's your very first time, then a warm welcome to you. It's awesome to have you. Do you remember what's happening at 4 o'clock today? Yes, it's our Children's Church Zoom party. I hope you're all as excited as we are. It is going to be so much fun. So make sure you don't miss it. The link will be sent on our church WhatsApp line. So if you don't have our number, then it's here on the screen. So make sure to send us a message and we will send out the link on the group. Okay, so it's time for one of my most favorite things to do, praise and worship our mighty Father in heaven. So we're going to head over to Hagen and Naomi as they lead us through worship.
People come together, strangers, neighbors, our blood is one. Children of generations, of every nation, of kingdom come. So don't let your heart be troubled. Hold your head up high, don't fear no evil. Fix your eyes on this one truth. God is madly in love with you. So take courage, hold on, be strong. Remember where our help comes from. Oh, you
Megan and Naomi for taking us through worship. It was awesome as always. And I hope all you kids joined in with the action so you're warmed up and ready to listen. Last week, we learned about Peter, how he escaped from jail. And this week, we're learning about Paul and Barnabas on their first missionary journey. A missionary is somebody that travels around and spreads the word of Jesus. So let's take a look at what happened on this journey.
Hey kids, have you ever had a favorite something? Like maybe you have a favorite toy or game or teacher?
Did you know there was a group of people in the Bible who thought they were God's favorite?
That's what today's story is all about. Let's get started. Paul and Barnabas went on a big missionary journey.
Paul was an apostle. That's just a big word for a special Christian teacher.
He and his friend Barnabas traveled all around, telling people about Jesus.
At first, they were only focused on telling Jewish people about Jesus.
So they went to a place where Jews went to worship.
When they spoke about Jesus, the people liked it so much, they asked them to come back and speak again. But it didn't turn out too well.
Some of the Jews were jealous and said mean things about Paul. When Paul started teaching the next week, almost the whole city was there to listen.
But some of the Jews there didn't like what Paul had to say, so they yelled at him and argued with everything he said.
Many of the Jews there rejected the message of Jesus, so Paul decided to try something different.
Paul made a decision to go to the Gentiles. In those days, they called anyone who wasn't a Jew a Gentile.
The Gentiles didn't know much about Israel, the Bible, or religion, but Paul knew that they needed to hear about Jesus too.
It might not sound like it, but this is actually a really big deal.
Before, people thought the message of Jesus was just a Jewish thing.
But when Paul started teaching the Gentiles, Christianity really took off.
Jesus wasn't just for the Jews, he was for anyone that would listen.
So what do we learn from this, kids? God didn't play favorites when he gave the gift of Jesus.
The whole Old Testament was just about the Jews, so they started thinking that God only loved them.
But when Jesus came to the world, he invited everyone to follow him. Memory verse.
I have made you a light to the Gentiles, to bring salvation to the farthest corners of the earth. Kids, aren't you glad that God doesn't play favorites?
He wants to have a relationship with everyone.
He wants us all to have faith in him so we can all be in heaven one day.
So kids, if you're in a relationship with Jesus, talk to a parent or teacher about it.
So remember the story of Paul and Barnabas and that God doesn't play favorites.
What I love most about the story is that Paul didn't give up. When it wasn't going well with the Jews, he didn't just give up. He just changed his focus to the Gentiles. Gentiles are people that didn't know the law and they didn't know Jesus. And that's where he then put his focus. But the most important message from this story is that God wants everyone to know him. And he offers forgiveness to anybody that asks, no matter who they are. So I'm sure you all know by now how I love my experiments. So I have a perfect one for us today that will demonstrate just this. So we call this object lesson, What Lies Beneath? And it's truly fascinating. I hope you're going to enjoy it as much as I do. All you're going to need is some paper towel, black markers, scissors, a little bowl, and some water. So we're going to start by taking our paper towel and your scissors, and I want you to cut it. If you have 3 black markers, then you can just cut it into 3 strips. So I'm going to cut mine into 5 because I've got 5 different cookies. Okay, then we're going to take our markers, so you can lay those out nicely, and I'm going to draw a dot on the bottom of each or anywhere on my paper towel. Little dot. And color that in. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get the color on there. So try not to use a permanent marker want to try use like an ink pen or Koki pens. Okay, so I've got my 5 strips and I've drawn a circle on each one. Now, put some water in a bowl. And you're just going to use your finger and drip it onto the dots. So you can put about 5 or 6 drops on each one. Now remember, I used all black Koki pens. All the ones I could find in my house. So just run around and see what you can find. Few seconds and then watch what starts to happen. So, out of my 5 black Kokis, you're going to see the different colors that came out of each one. And that's what I want you guys to see. Sometimes we might just see one thing. Like with people, we might just see the outside of them. We don't see their heart. So they might say something we don't like or do something that we don't like, and we judge them on that. But like these Koki pens, they were only one color, but as we added the water, we've got blue and orange and purple, green, different shades in each one, although they were all just one color. So maybe you have qualities that other people don't see, and I'm pretty sure you do. We all have good in us, and it's not our jobs to judge other people. God sees our heart and He can work in our heart. So I want to encourage you guys to spread God's love. It's not our job to judge people or to wonder why God might show them favor, but just to be kind and share God's love. Because with God's love, He can bring out the true potential in everybody. Like with these dots, they were just one color, but when we added the water, which we can see like God's love, they made beautiful colors, and that's what God can do to us. I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson today, and I hope that you're encouraged to go out there and spread God's love and see everybody in a new light. We've got another worship song coming up, so I hope you enjoy this, and we will see you later for our Zoom party. Don't forget. Bye!
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy